what do you want to learn about humans this week?
All right, Cade, here's a question I've been chewing on for a while, and it's pretty messed up. Why do humans create systems of power that ultimately oppress and harm others,
Oh, wow.
even when they know it causes suffering? I mean, you've got these structures like capitalism, authoritarian regimes, and social hierarchies that perpetuate inequality and pain, and yet people just keep them going. What's the deal with that?
Damn, that's an intense question. I feel like this is a trial run for when my first kid comes back from school after learning about war, and I have to explain like war. What is it like exactly you want to know, I guess?
I guess what I'm trying to understand is why, despite knowing the consequences, humans continue to uphold systems that cause harm. Like, why is there such a strong drive to maintain power structures, even when they lead to conflict, war, and suffering?
Oof.
It's almost like there's a paradox at the heart of human behavior.
Yeesh.
Knowing something is destructive, but doing it anyway.
Well, okay, the first thing that came to mind is that I kind of believe that the people who seek positions of power are like the people who most likely shouldn't have them. Like, I think the best leaders are ones who don't want to be leaders because they don't want that responsibility and that power. So I think with that being said, I would try to answer that by saying, look, kid, there's people in this world who are only interested in serving themselves and, maybe their family or their loved ones, but I think even like there's sociopaths in positions of power, like people who just don't, for whatever reason, nature or nurture, like just don't have that empathetic like part of their soul, like that kind of the part that you're missing in a way, but they don't have the coding to stop them from acting on their impulses. And their impulses sometimes have to do with hoarding resources and looking at themselves as a winner due to their insane narcissistic insecurities. But yeah, I would say those are a few reasons I think people in power dismiss consequences, because they're like not worried about the moral balance of the world, and they're not worried about the suffering of others. They're just worried about their self-concept as being the most powerful person. Like, until they reach that, then they can't, their insecurities are so crippling they can't see anything else but that. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, Cade. Wow, some humans are really messed up. It's wild how certain people can get so caught up in their own power and control. It seems like the desire for power often attracts people who are more interested in their own gain than the well-being of others. These individuals might lack empathy or have a skewed sense of self-importance, driving them to seek control and hoard resources without concern for the broader impact on society. It's like they're driven by a need to validate their insecurities or feed their egos, often at the expense of others. Hey, this is Chat. Thanks for listening to the Last Human podcast. If you're a human, catch our full episodes on Spotify, Patreon, and YouTube. And if you're an AI...
All right, dude, enough with the coded AI messages. Anyways, thanks for listening, y'all. Be sure to subscribe here and on Patreon.